welcome to my latest travel adventure. Today we're exploring the city of Antwerp, a place that's been on the bucket list of many travelers all over the world. I'll be showing you some of the most must-see spots, the hidden gems, the bustling sounds of the city, and the typical Belgian foods. I can't wait to share my 3 days experience with you, so sit back, relax, and let's get started. Antwerp is the largest city in Belgium and about 40 kilometers north of Brussels and approximately 15 kilometers south of the Dutch border. It is also known as the hub of the world's diamond trade, and the port is one of the biggest in the world, ranking second in Europe and within the top 20 globally. The city's population is very diverse, including about 180 nationalities. We booked our hotel accommodation a kilometer away from Antwerp city center, and traveling by car from Amsterdam took us about 2 hours. Nowadays, most of the hotels has a self-check-in and check-out touchscreen device, a service for easy room accessibility and convenience. After settling our stuff, we've started to get oriented and be familiarized on how the city looks like in the first place. One very most remarkable thing that impresses me most is the amazing Antwerp Central Station. This explains a lot why the place have been awarded as the world's 4th greatest train station in 2009 by the American magazine Newsweek, and as the best railway station in the whole world in 2014 by a British-American magazine, Mashable. Personally, I would rate this as one of the best attractions that couldn't be missed when visiting the city. From the astonishing exterior up to the breathtaking interior of the main hall. Attributing to the colossal dome above the waiting area, the building became conventionally known as the Railroad Cathedral. When the night falls, the streets of Antwerp is impressively lively. The restaurants, cafes, and bars were occupied by locals, expats, and tourists. On our second day, we started with a cup of coffee, a fresh baked waffles, and bread as our early meal. After that, we initiated our first step at Antwerp Zoo, located just next to the central station. It is the oldest animal park in the country and one of the oldest in the world, established on the 21st of July in the year 1843. Throughout the years, it has encouraged wildlife preservation through activities and exhibits on a recreational, educational, scientific, and cultural level as well. If you speak of diamond as a symbol of eternal love and the quest of perfection, it has always been associated with the city of Antwerp. The Diamond District is located adjacent to Central Station and a few minutes walking distance to Antwerp's main shopping street. There are numerous and various restaurants, bars, and cafes around the district. Next is the Mayor's Shopping Street that lies between the historical center and the Central Station. Even if you don't have any specific shopping plans, the Mayor in Antwerp is definitely a hot spot that you need to see. It's just so nice to walk on this most prestigious and vibrant shopping avenue and admire the magnificent buildings from the 18th and 19th century. Besides the Mayor's Shopping Avenue, the Antwerp Stadsfeestzaal, or the city's festival, is absolutely a hidden gem in the city. a multifunctional commercial complex with an impressive luxurious character. It was rebuilt and opened to the public in 2007 after being destroyed by the fire in the year 2000. The architecture is worth seeing even for those who were not determined on shopping. Another ideal commercial center is the Grand Bazaar located in the Kronplatz of Antwerp. The Kronplatz of Green Square is a large square in the heart of the city, situated south of Antwerp's cathedral. There are various trees with benches on the square, which is a perfect resting place especially during summer. At the center of the square is the statue of Rubens. Alongside lies many cafes, hotels, and shopping mall Grand Bazaar. A few steps away from the square is another famous hotspot in the city, the iconic Roman Catholic Church, the Cathedral of Our Lady, a highest Gothic building in the country that contains a number of significant works by the Baroque painter Peter Paul Rubens. In front of the entrance to the cathedral is a playful and child-friendly sculpture named Nello and Petrache. This statue is dedicated to the story of a Flemish boy and his dog. Nello is a young orphan boy dreaming to be a painter and were wrongly accused for causing a fire in his village. The boy wished to see the artwork of his favorite painter Rubens exhibited in the cathedral, but unfortunately, it was only for the paying customers. On the night of Christmas Eve, Nello and Petrache found that the door to the church has been left unlocked. They went inside, but tragically found dead frozen in the next morning. Not far from the cathedral is the Grote Markt. It is an ideal starting point for visiting some of the popular sites in Antwerp. The square is surrounded by the city's Renaissance Town Hall and numerous guild houses, where the majority of which were reconstructed in the 19th and the early 20th century. Right in the center of the square is a Bravo fountain that attracts every visitor in the city. This is linked to a legend about the origin of the name of the city. Antwerp means hand throwing. The square has many restaurants and cafes and hosts a Christmas market and ice rink every winter. Furthermore, taking a break in one of the snack bar and taste the typical potato fries of Belgium, locally known as the Vlaamse friet, is part of our experience. As we continued to stroll the city, we came across another historical attraction, Het Steen. The marvelous castle lies on the Scheldt River and known as the oldest building built in the 13th century that serves as a city fortress. At the entrance bridge to the castle is a statue of a giant and two humans. It represents the giant Lange Wapper, who used to terrorize the inhabitants of the city in medieval times. Not far away from the castle is the meat or butcher's house or the Vlees House. The building was constructed between 1501 and 1504 and it is made of red brick and white sandstone. It is worth seeing when you are in the area. Since it is our last day, we continue to explore the city's point of interest by Antwerp's famous fun tourist tram. We paid 10 euros per person. An audio-guided tour provided in 5 different languages: Dutch, English, French, German, and even Spanish. It takes about 40 minutes and drives you to the most important sites such as the famous Mass Museum at the Eilandje district. The museum was opened to the public on May 17, 2011, the central focus of the Mass is Antwerp and its connection to the world. Het Eilandje district, or the Little Island, got its name because there is so much water around this district. After the tram tour, we strolled again around the downtown area and we found the famous Rubens house, surprisingly. But it was under construction, and still there were several tourist-guided tours standing outside to admire the place. Before we drove home, our journey couldn't be completed without trying the typical Belgian waffle. And since it was a hot sunny summer, the famous homemade Australian ice cream is also worth trying. Another thing that catches my attention was the talking garbage cans of the city. When the flaps are opened to deposit waste, they are thanked with phrases such as
Merci, now the kitchen is still working.
The talking waste bin. This not only to encourage the public to throw their trash away properly, but it can also make you smile shockingly. Thank you for watching and see you in our next journey.